So it's Pride Month, and obviously with Pride Month there comes a whirlwind of rainbows in basically every store and every brand that you can imagine. And I made the slight mistake of sharing my opinion about a specific ad that I saw on TikTok, and it kind of blew up. I want to address some things because it brought up some interesting discourse and some interesting discussion. First off, here's the video that I posted. I'm gonna be 100% honest here. Just call me a faggot. Honestly, truly, it hurts less than this. It was slightly aggressive, but my point was very clear. First, I want to address one thing that came up, because I got a ton of comments and DMs afterwards, basically saying,
"Oh, so it's okay if I call you a faggot?"
No. Like, I'm speaking for myself personally here, and not the entire community. I personally wouldn't care if you called me that, but that's because I know that you're trying to make me angry or trying to get a rise out of me or a reaction out of me, and so I'm just going to ignore you. It's the same thing if you shout the N-word at me. Since I know that you're only doing it because you want me to get mad, I'm not going to get mad. However, I am not giving you permission to use any language like that. I'm just saying I personally will not react. Now that we have that out of the way, hi, I'm Sirglenneth, or nope, just Glenn, I guess. I make a lot of videos about social commentary and just like trends that we see in our society and stuff like that. And it is June, it is Pride Month, so obviously as a member of the LGBTQ community, I had to make a video addressing this like pretty common thing that we see every year. It's like, you know how you see the same memes or the same jokes pop up like around Christmas time or around Halloween time or around Valentine's Day, because like, you know, it's just there's certain feelings associated with it. We see the same type of dumb ads pop up every year right around June 1st. And I ran my mouth on TikTok about it, so now I need to actually address it. Anyways, if that sounds interesting, keep watching. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Sirglenneth. Also, I have a podcast with one of my best friends, Hannah, where we'll probably be talking about this and a bunch of other stuff in new episodes coming out soon. The podcast is called We Should Be the Main Characters. It's amazing. All of that's like down below, so yeah. So what is with companies and using rainbows? First, as I think I made it very clear in the TikTok, they really don't care about us, okay? It's a cheap cash grab at the end of the day. They know that like Pride Month is like celebrate it, so they're like capitalizing on the celebration, like doing all the rainbow stuff in much the same way that they push out more creepy stuff during Halloween, or they push off a lot of Christmas stuff during like the holiday season. It's just a business tactic. These companies are afraid of losing money. On one hand, if they don't push out Pride and rainbow stuff around this time, then it seems like they're out of touch and disconnected and don't care about like people shopping at their stores. And if they do, they get this kind of backlash, like that's not what we want. So what should companies be doing right now? I'll actually address that a little bit later. Now I want to separate this out really quick between like when companies do it for like Valentine's Day or Halloween or Christmas versus when they do it for like Black History Month or Pride Month. The difference between these two categories is that one of them consists of holidays that are widely accepted and celebrated even outside of America to some extent. And the other category is a celebration of humans finally starting to be treated like humans. This hasn't happened this year, but it has happened in several years past, where companies will change their stuff to Pride stuff and change their logos on Instagram to Pride stuff and all that, except for in places where it's not legal or widely accepted to be part of the LGBTQ community. Classic examples of this are BMW and Bethesda, which would change all of their logos, so like they'd have like Bethesda USA, Bethesda France, Bethesda UK, and all of those, same with BMW, sorry, all of those would change to like rainbowified or prideified versions of their icons, except the profiles that were like Bethesda Middle East or BMW Saudi Arabia, which would suspiciously maintain their same logo. Because if they change their logos to support the LGBTQ community where it is not legal to or not widely accepted to, then they'd automatically lose money from those places, showing that this is a business move and not a social activism move. And when we see actions like that, and it's easy to find, it makes the entire act that they did for us in America seem disingenuous. It's like if there was this person at your school that like you never talked to, you maybe had class with them, you see them around, but then they suddenly become your best friend when they need something from you. These companies largely ignore the LGBTQ community until it's Pride Month and they know that we will want some Pride items for the parades and stuff, and then they're like,
"Oh my gosh, we're your best friend, like Pride all the way, like hashtag slay."
You wouldn't want to hang out with someone who only wants to be your friend when they can get something out of you. And it's the exact same thing for the companies. If they only care about us when it's convenient for them and when they're going to make money, then what's the point? So I mentioned before that companies might feel a little bit stuck. They don't know what to do. Should they change their logos and everything to Pride, or should they keep everything the same? Now, I want to state that I'm not a spokesman of the LGBTQ community. I'm just a member. But from my experience and what I've seen, this is what companies should be doing during Pride Month. If the only way that you're helping the community is by providing merchandise that we're going to pay for so that we can go out and actually support the community, then please don't. Don't change your logo or your design or any of the stuff that you're selling if you're just going to be treating us like a commodity. However, I would say it'd be much more okay for you to produce merchandise like that if you actually donate it to charities that help us. For example, the Trevor Project, GLAAD, and Centerlink are all great, well-respected charities that help LGBTQ plus youth and the community in general. So if a company is actively donating to those charities, then I would see it as more okay that they are also providing merchandise that they want us to buy. And yes, obviously companies would do that just so we buy more merchandise. And yes, they'll do it because it is a tax write-off. But at the same time, like, the money that they gave to those charities is still real. It doesn't matter that was a tax write-off. That money is actually helping homeless LGBTQ youth, okay? We're not going to be picky where that money comes from, okay? If it happens to come from Target, because Target wants to sell more merchandise and they feel like if they donate to us, we're more likely to, then good for Target. You would just help keep some kids off of the street in the process. Again though, these are just my thoughts, ideas, and opinions. I'm not a spokesperson for the entire community. But I do believe that if companies were actively doing something to support us, besides just saying like,
#Slay Queen,
it would be a lot better. Because all I'm really saying is that I want companies who act like they support us to actively do something to support us. Anyways, that's all I want to talk about with corporations and how they're handling Pride Month wrong. I have a different video coming out in the near future that I'll be addressing how a lot of individuals are handling it wrong. Because even though Pride Month just started, I'm already seeing tons of those comments like, how come veterans only get one day and the LGBTQ gets the whole month? And instead of lumping those two together, because I think these are two separate issues, corporations and then just individual people, I will be addressing the individual people in my next video. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to me. I hope that if you came to this video as a piece of education, that I was able to like enlighten you a little bit. If you agree with what I'm saying, like and comment down below. Like, what do you think corporations should be doing during Pride Month? Because that was just my idea. Subscribe for future social commentary videos and share this video with any of your friends who are a little bit confused over like why people might get upset that like companies are changing their logo to Pride stuff. Because I want to re-emphasize, from my perspective, the LGBTQ community will not be mad if you don't change your logo. In fact, we really don't care that much. It's when you pretend to support us and then do nothing to actually support us is when we have the problem. Like I said before, follow me on my social media, TikTok and Instagram, Sirglenneth. My podcast, We Should Be the Main Characters. It's amazing. Me and Hannah will probably be ranting about this for a little bit. I think that's all I need, guys, so let's have some fun and smile because Pride is off to a good start. Okay, well, it's rocky, but good.